Greetings, weary traveler, come, warm yourself by the fire and let us regale you with mighty tales, tales of adventure, tales of heroism, and as usual, tales of Tamriel. I am your host Arkhaniir, and we are back with episode 207 of Tales of Tamriel. And I'm joined by, who is at the moment invisible, the founder of the show himself, Aggelos, who had to step away for a bit, but he'll be back. And after that, we are also joined by Lotus, who is doing
Distracted
something.
with my dog, but I'm totally here.
Right. How's it going, Lotus?
I am doing well. I'm doing well.
Now, I was properly gonna do an introduction, but I just saw you, like, reaching out towards the ground.
Yeah, Boots is quite small, but hopefully it won't screw with things more than normal, but apparently all our neighbors are setting off a lot of fireworks currently, so...
Oh, okay. I mean, I haven't heard it in the recording
fantastic.
yet,
and
so
luckily
I don't think...
my windows are blocking it, but Boots isn't so much afraid of sounds, but she's looking around like, so, do I need to protect you, or, like, are we good? So...
Well, is it possible to get Boots show up in the camera?
Probably. What I need to do is connect a camera so I can just put that one down by...
Oh,
like Kyle
Boots
does.
camera. Ah, that'll be nice. Alright, Lotus is reaching up for the... Ah, there he is. So for...
Say hi, Boots!
This is a treat for our live listeners and the video format listeners, but the show has just been stolen by by Boots.
Boots is saying hi. I know, you really want to eat the cable.
Well, that would not be good for the show. But while Lotus is protecting
she's just been sitting here licking it, so I don't know, I guess it's tasty.
Well, while you are protecting the cables, we are also joined by Promethean, who has not been here last week, but our favorite Argonian singer is back. How's it going, Promethean?
Good. The headaches are really getting to me lately. I don't know what it is. It's probably all my angry little campers that run around.
Campers?
Yeah, I'm gonna run a summer camp right now.
Oh, okay.
Little children, man. They get to you sometimes.
I mean, for me, the heat also gives me a lot of headaches, but I don't know if that's the
That
similar
could
case
be
for
too.
you. Yeah. It feels like my head is boiling at some point, and my migraine is like, no, this is not how you live, and then it gives me a headache.
So that
ouch. Yeah.
That can get
not a
rough.
good time. Not a good time.
If I didn't have AC, I don't know what. Oh my god. I guess I would just stop sleeping, stop doing anything. Don't turn on my PC, that's for sure, because this thing is a heat machine. It's just constantly powering hot weather, like hot air into the room. Also, as for everyone who joined us live, welcome to the stream. Thank you all so very much for joining us. I see all the familiar names and some more, so thank you all so much for being here and keeping us company live. And yes, Aggelos did indeed go invisible. He channeled his inner high elf, and he casted an invisibility spell, and because he's an high elf, it was powerful enough to fool the cameras. And
well, to be fair, since we all know how much Aggelos loves Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, and it's his most favorite of all of the Elder Scrolls games, 100% chameleon. He just put it on all his clothing.
Just gotta say though, you were like for a solid 3-4 seconds there, your audio was completely gone.
Missed like the whole important part of that.
Like you started the important part. It's
fantastic.
Cut
what
off.
A great way to start.
And then you said 100% chameleon, and it's like we have no idea what
the reference point was to Aggelos liking Oblivion, Elder Scrolls 4.
Oh, yeah.
I thought so after I heard Chameleon. I was like, I think I remember that spell.
Yeah, because that was the game break in that one. But I'm glad to see that the audio issues returned just in time for the show.
Yeah, it's, I mean, would it be a podcast without audio issues? Like, it's not like podcasts are meant to be, audio perfect, but whatever, Discord is being Discord. However, we do have some news regarding to all that, so stay tuned. I'm not gonna skip sections right away, but slowly starting the show, we gotta give a shout out to all of our Patreon and Twitch supporters. What you guys do, basically help things, help keep things afloat, because I know Aggelos has a lot of like server costs, RSS feeds, bunch of things that I don't understand and know, but there are there are costs there, and it helps keep as Aggelos says, helps keep the metaphorical torches lit. So thank you all so very much. Although if there were any new supporters, I do not have access to those names unless Aggelos gives them to me. But thank you all so very much nonetheless. We also have an iTunes review that it's from someone called Free. It's a 5-star review. The only ESO podcast you need to listen to. Thanks so much for that title, but you definitely 100% go check out the rest of ESO podcast fam as well. There are amazing people out there, so just letting you know. However, he or she won't be hearing that we are reading this review for a long time, because they are starting the entire show over, so probably have about 200 episodes to go still.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's dedication starting from the beginning and listening to the current ones, because I know some people have caught on with some of the current ones and then have gone back. I did when I found it, but I was only at episode 12.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that hard to go back, but starting straight from the beginning now, it's man, you're gonna go through a lot of updates, information, hosts.
No longer
a lot
relevant.
of deprecated information, but also TESO's readings as well.
Yeah.
So...
Oh yeah, there's some good stuff back there too.
Oh, yeah.
Mixed in with the veteran rank.
So the review goes as: when this game first came out, I was very disappointed with the mindset of Skyrim MMORPG, so I dropped it after the second week, as a lot of people did back then. But recently I gave it a second try and bought the Elsewhere expansion and was blown away by how much they improved the game. So after playing a bit, I decided to look and see if there was any good ESO podcasts, and I find one of the most enjoyable and entertaining people to listen to online with the dynamic duo Aggelos and TESO and the always amazing Krabby. I can't stop listening one after another in order from the first episode, cause it's just that great. Anyway, I'm currently working on getting the lore books, because I'm gonna get that Meteor Ultimate. Keep up the good work, and I hope to be caught up soon. Well, when you do catch up, thanks so much. We'll probably by then at episode 250,
right?
unless they are listening at a rate of 5-10 episodes per day.
You would be surprised.
You can dig through. I mean, because I listen to a lot of podcasts at work, but man, some of those old ones were well over 2 hours.
3.
Yeah, 3.
Pushing 4 on some.
Pretty consistently.
Early episodes, it was long. It would take me 5 commutes. To finish one episode.
Yeah, exactly. I would go and work entire shifts, and I'd make it through an episode and a half when Deltia was on, and he was the only one discussing PvP. They don't care, and it's this is really entertaining.
And now that you mention it, it's mentioned in the review as well. This show has seen a lot of co-hosts over the years.
Yeah.
So, but rotating around Aggelos, there was Krabby, the first, one of the first crew, and then there was Avi, Deltia, Esteldian, Nate. There was Ryan, there was Sean. There were a bunch of other guests. So we have seen
people too.
We are definitely missing people.
Yeah,
it's a memory of 5
list.
years. It's difficult to I think I listed all, I think. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people did a lot of work on getting this show to where we are at the moment. So if you are still listening, guys, thank you all so very much as well for, sticking with us and co-hosting until this crew formed. And if we get to, and we are planning to continue for the years to come, I guess this crew will also change and modify as the time goes. But yeah, that became the nature of Tales of Tamriel. Not formed around a group of co-hosts, but more like co-hosts just keep cycling around Tales of Tamriel. Keep the wheels turning. So
it's formed around Tamriel. You gotta.
Mm-hmm. We all have our own tales.
Yeah.
That's their own story.
Yep.
Oh, nice tie-in to the lore.
Basically,
master.
all I'm good for. Not much else.
just creating segues into within the show.
You're welcome.
Which the problem is, then we acknowledge them, which purpose of a segue.
Well, and also like it's completely in the wrong order. We should like it's whatever.
Right. Let's start at the end and move forward toward the start.
Yeah. All right, so that was the introduction section. So we have a bit to talk about in terms of behind the scenes updates.
Yes.
So as you just witnessed from the first couple minutes of the show, Discord hasn't been nice to us, regardless of what we do, how we do it, whatever we try. Discord has issues. Now, I was thinking it's because we are connecting across 7,000 miles between me and the rest of the co-hosts. But apparently, so Lotus, go ahead and you mentioned another group who is very low latency, high internet speed, but still had Discord issues.
Yes. I'm not really sure exactly. It's related to Bethesda stuff, but there's another, give a random shout out to a similar related thing. We all know actually from the Lorecast. He also does the Fallout Lorecast, Robot. Mm-hmm. Well, one of the podcasts I listen to in the network over there is called Out of the Vault Show, and they did their first live stream, and it was their live stream podcast, and they had a guest from Korea as well as the normal crew of them. And Ariel has fins, has Google Fiber, and she was getting her voice scrambled. And I'm okay, I don't know what more you can do, Discord, to prove that it's just no, when you bring in people from all over, it's just gonna break sometimes, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, there is one thing. So I was talking with one of our backend developers at work the other day, and one thing we could do, which is not ideal, but so some of the VPNs apparently do direct routing. So the reason intercontinental internet or latency is this high is because your data gets routed through everywhere. So instead of, for example, mine, I'm living in one of the most westernmost cities in Turkey, and it still rotates around a bunch of cities in Turkey before it gets out from Turkey into Europe, and then it keeps rotating there, jumping from city to city, node to node, until it finally makes it to the server. So yours does the same, mine does the same, everybody does the same, but some of the apparently VPN services provide what is called a direct routing, and it allows you, so it basically bypasses this random just jumping around. Instead, use a direct pre-designated route for you, and it apparently lowers the latency for this long distances.
Even if it could just kind of get rid of the occasional drops is really the thing that's because we actually don't have much roboting, which a lot of other people fight with.
Yeah, we just have dropping.
Ours works until it doesn't. There's just no in between. It's not so and so's scrambling. It's just I missed those 5 words. And then you're totally back to normal.
Yeah, and for example, when Aggelos, so one of the latest shows Aggelos had to host because I was having a lot of problems. And even though I was still hearing cutoffs, Aggelos wasn't hearing them. So it's like,
That's right.
aren't we all on the same call? How does that work?
Right, because you kept thinking that we were going robotic and we didn't hear it. And then when you posted the show and we listened back to it, it was like, yep, nobody's robotic.
Yeah.
In fact, this is pretty clear. Like, I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah.
That's very strange that it keeps kind of almost like we're not even getting the same errors on our end, which makes it rude to QA them.
Mm-hmm. So basically, Discord hasn't been hasn't been providing the perfect audio for us for whatever reasons. So in that sense, we started locally recording. So every host at the moment locally records their own audio on Audacity. So that will allow us to bypass any robotic audio, any cutting off because of the connection, audio level problems, things like that, and it will allow me to edit them all, like adjust the gain, balance, compression, whatever, all individually, and then merge them together, and hopefully hopefully it will bring you a much better audio in terms of quality. It might take us a couple of weeks to actually get it right, because a lot of trial error is involved, but once we do, hopefully the audio quality will go much higher than what it is. And as you know, last week we took the week off to discuss some improvements to Tales of Tamriel, so we skipped the show, and we did, and we are actually coming up with a bunch of stuff in terms of both production quality and the overall structure of the show to get Tales of Tamriel to level up. Basically, that's what our plan is. Some sort of like Tales of Tamriel Chapter 2. Now, I'm not gonna announce what we are doing or what we are working on just yet, but we are working on stuff, and hopefully, if we get it all to work, and if it actually goes as planned, we'll have a fresh, much better production quality, and hopefully a lot more fun show to bring to you guys in the upcoming weeks. I just need to get my new CPU before that to do all the editing I need to do.
There's gonna be so much going on. It's all great stuff though. Like the more I think about everything that's been thrown out there, like the more I just get excited about everything.
So that was the behind the scenes update. Aggelos is still gone. He's
still MIA.
Yeah, he casted the spell too hard. Now he didn't just go invisible. He just went. He got erased from existence. He teleported to Arteum, which is his favorite place because it is founded by the High Elf mages. So that's his happy place now, and that's where he is. He's no longer in Nirn. He is somewhere else. I guess. Well, at this point, we'll start the news, unless you guys have anything else to add in terms of our behind the scenes and things like that.
I don't believe so. It seemed pretty well to cover it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, we have a bunch of news to talk about before we move on to our tales. Now, in one of... Okay, I need to read this. Obi-Wan Kenopsky's comment. Aggelos is riding a guar with an army of high elves.
That's just offensive to everyone.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I was gonna say, like, Aggelos with an army of high elves. I was like, yeah, that serves him like, and then he's riding a guar. That's a, like, punch to me, and it's like...
He's just tagging everybody on this show.
I almost race changed to a high elf the other day, so I guess I can't say much.
You did what?
But yeah, I'm just
Why?
At this point I'm just at this point with my character where like I can't. It's just like he's been nerfed so much that I just can't get the numbers I was getting before, and so that was one of the things.
I don't know what that. There are surely other options than high elf, like Dunmer.
I am a Dunmer. That's yes.
Oh, okay. Well then, I don't know. Redguard, Breton,
I'm
anything but a
looking
high
into
elf.
I'm looking into other ways because I would prefer not to race change.
Yeah,
Sort
I
of
mean,
attached to my
not
dungeon.
into a high elf.
I am looking into other options.
Well, find some. Because I mean, I don't want the next behind the scenes update to be for some reason we just can't connect to Promethean and he can't be on the show. It's come on, don't
Can't
make
get
me.
on the show anymore. It's all
And
right.
see, the problem is normally, Aggelos prevents me from doing these stuff because it's about Guar. But he hates high elves as much as I do, so it's a risky move,
Yeah.
Promethean. It's a
It
risky
was.
move.
It is. It is.
See, Miss von Jamstein says Breton is better than high elf, so there you go. There you have your solution.
My other
You are
issues I already
Breton now.
have a Breton. I already
I
have
mean,
a
even
Breton, and I don't like to
Breton,
have the duplicate
like Bretons.
characters. I do too. I love my Breton. I love all of my characters.
then just become an
yeah.
Argonian. Just become an Argonian. It's
Okay.
It's better to be an Argonian than a high elf. It's
Okay. I'm on it.
yeah. Just be an Argonian healer or tank. Don't do DPS. Don't. Who cares
Yeah.
about it? Don't be a squishy. Just go tank. Be a Nord. Be a tank and be a Nord. That's the perfect way to do this.
That is. Yeah. All right. Problem solved.
Way we prevented
way more
another
efficient
high
than
elf.
we usually are on this show. And
Yeah.
solving
yeah.
problems that quickly.
Oh man.
Quick, somebody break something.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
Yeah,
Give it
no,
time.
we don't even need to do intention.
No.
Give
All right,
it a
so
minute.
I'm not muted, right? There we go. For a second I was like, because I turned off my AC and I muted myself for a second there, and then all right. News, right? Before we go into another spiral of random thoughts.
Yes.
So we mentioned a couple weeks ago, I believe, that you can get card packs in Elder Scrolls Legends by playing elsewhere in an Elder Scrolls Online. So that cross promotion is something we've been talking about for a very long time, and we were glad that they were finally doing it. And now there's another part to it. So you can you can earn a Doom Wolf mount in Elder Scrolls Online by playing Elder Scrolls Legends, the card game. Now what you need, this is between June 28 and July 14. And you have to win 3 matches in any game mode. After you do, you will receive a code to the email that you have associated with the Elder Scrolls Legends for a Doom Wolf mount. Now, the problem is this is apparently PC Mac only, so consoles do not apply to this for I do not know the reasons, but they just don't.
Yes. I was gonna say, being that several people who responded to my tweet back at the initial account that posted this, again, there's a lot of us on console. Like, I don't like just kind of being a jackass, but like, figure this out, please. Like,
Seriously.
they've come up with solutions otherwise, which I like. So they're aware that this is somewhat of a thing, and the card packs do work on console. So that's a little peculiar. We were talking beforehand about, they've come up with solutions because of the Twitch drop, whatever back end reason that's not a thing. They've come up with alternatives. Again, like, this is kind of late. I mean, I'm fine with it. Ironically, I gave away my Doom Wolf on. We were talking about that as well. I believe on Jamestown, you were the one who won that. That's fine. I'm not a huge cosmetics guy anyways. I already have mounts. It's not a big thing. It's more of just the principle of the thing. We all play the same game. Everybody pays the same amount for the thing. It's weird that I understand it's easier to do stuff for PC. I get that. But after this many years, you're kind of sort of just playing favorites, which is a little frustrating. Like,
I mean, honestly, I don't think they are playing favorites, but I don't know what the issue is. I know getting something on PlayStation is a hassle. It's like,
yes, specifically
you have to go through
even more than X. Yeah, no,
you have
100%.
to go through a bunch of extra things. But I mean, people can give away like Torchbug pets, crown, redeem codes, whatever.
The Torchbug pets totally work for console now.
Yeah,
when they first launched, they did not but now they do. So it's like they are getting there, and I appreciate them like working toward it. And again, it doesn't need to be right this second, but it's just like, okay, like we did just celebrate the 5-year anniversary. It's been on console for 4 years too, so it's not like a new thing. It seems like there's got to be some way to work with this. And, I don't know what the logistics are, but I assume that it has to be a holdup on one of the companies' end. Most likely not ZeniMax, being that this is not really helping them in any way, just not giving players something.
Yep.
But it's probably Sony more than anyone else, to be fair. Although they've finally started to bend to peer pressure of everybody basically being like, let's get along. Like, nah, we're not going to do that. But their arm is getting twisted at this point to a degree that they kind of have to. But the only thing is, it's like, I know, even in terms of Twitch drops, whatever the situation may be, Warframe and Apex Legends, and these games do get Twitch drops. Like, so it is a thing.
Yeah.
I just wish I knew what the holdup was with ESO specifically in that.
I mean,
I
was gonna say, like, at least letting console players know why they can't get it.
Yes, I would honestly appreciate that. Because one of the things that I've kind of changed, one of my crusades was, I originally was like, okay, so are we ever going to get like crossplay? Like, I know that's a thing elsewhere. Okay, there's some reasons I've been told why crossplay is unlikely to ever. One of them I knew was the add-ons, but I've been told other things, like the name transfer is more problematic than people realize, and that's fine. But like, I would love it if they could figure out cross save, like Destiny 2 just did. That would be awesome, because then it's like, okay, well, you can at least shift your account around if need be. Choose one of your things to be your master, and then you can shift it around. That would be awesome in and of itself, because then, okay, I get a copy for PC and I can join you guys, and then I can go back to my PS4 and play it. That would be easier, I assume, than play, which I figure is probably much more complicated.
So one of the games I'm playing, I've picked up Dauntless and been playing that for a while, and that is crossplay. And from what I understand, releasing patches and things, like the 2-week delay that we get now is like amplified for everybody. Like, you can't release them in stages because you have to release it all at once. And so you're just on this like back delay because it has to be perfect across every platform. In order to,
I mean, obviously, I assume there are issues that just don't make this a good idea. But hopefully in the future,
the complications of the game in and of itself. So cough group finder. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh
like,
my God.
I get it. Like, but at the same time, it's still kind of shouldn't really be overlooked at this point, where, especially because they've fixed some of them. I wish they would just kind of fix them all, or explain a specific holdup, like you said. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Like, this is the reason why this is not going through. We're working on it, or whatever. Because right now it's an ambiguous, so PC only. It's like, okay, thanks.
Right.
Neat. So.
So, a couple additional information. To receive your reward code, you need to opt in for mail communications from Bethesda.net account so that they can actually send you, the system can actually send you an email. Also, to ensure you are able to receive the Doomwolf mount code, the email associated with your ESO account must match the email associated with your Bethesda.net account. Details on changing your Bethesda.net email can be found here, which is down below in the link. Wherever you are watching, they will be in the description. So, if you have your Bethesda.net and Elder Scrolls Online on different email addresses, you'll need to change your Bethesda.net email to actually receive the reward. Which makes me think, then you are not actually going to get a code.
Right, it's just like a straight linking, like a Twitch drop or something.
Yeah, but it does say a code for your Doomwolf mount will be sent to your email account.
Oh.
So, like,
yeah, you're right.
If it's a code,
so then if there's...
why are my accounts need to be matched? Won't I just log in and redeem the code?
Well, I know, because the PC and console codes are different. Like, they just, there's different amounts of letters and combinations.
Right.
No. I mean, but this is for PC as well. So it says your Bethesda.net account and Elder Scrolls Online account's email addresses.
Right,
match.
Wouldn't you have the same one? Because you have one account that's got the it has to read one to know both. So wouldn't it? No.
I mean, you could have created your Elder Scrolls Online account separately from your Bethesda.net account, so they could be different email addresses.
Oh, so if you had it through Steam or something, theoretically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm saying is, if it's going to be a code, a Doomwolf code. Yeah. Why is my email addresses need to match? Won't I just receive the email, log into my Elder Scrolls Online account on the website and click redeem code, copy paste? It's gonna work.
Yeah.
How is it going to check that my accounts my emails are matched on both accounts? Or why is it checking that? See, this is not a problem.
Why is it checking that is my question.
Yeah, maybe it's just a subtle way for people
curiosity.
to make Bethesda.net accounts.
I don't know. This is pure curiosity right now. I could have created my ESO account with Arkhaniir@gmail.com, and then I would have had to change my Bethesda.net account at the moment. Because I use a different email, obviously, with my real name and stuff. But yeah, it's just curiosity. It's not a big deal. It's just out of pure curiosity right now. I don't know.
I guess what I don't understand, well, I guess that comes down to putting things on the PlayStation. I was going to say, if they can take stuff from Legends and give you stuff from ESO on the consoles and give it to you on Legends, why can't they just reverse that? But I guess that would come down to the Sony issue. But
yeah. Well, if anyone has any ideas about the confusion we have, just leave a comment below or send us an email or send us a tweet. There are a bunch of places that you can contact us, and we love when you do. So go ahead and do the thing. That said, on to the next part of news, because we can speculate all day long and we are not going to get anywhere. So
speculate on how the back end analytics work on giving people their stuff. It's
we're already so wrong with content.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
This is just a travesty waiting to happen.
Yeah. So, the next part of news is there's a new in-game Crown Store gifting event, which will give you a Khajiti statue. Now, I'm not really fond of Khajiits, but I gotta say, this statue is amazing really looking.
Cool. It looked really cool.
It's beastly. It's majestic. It's.
Have you been to Rimmon yet?
No. Wait. Where's Rimmon?
In northern elsewhere. It's the capital city.
So I think I've been to it, but
it's like northern elsewhere.
Yeah, like very north.
Yeah.
If you've been and you go towards the palace, these statues are out there so you can see what they look like. I don't know what the size comparison is going to be because those statues are massive.
Yeah.
But these are out there.
There's also
I'll check it out.
I think the same one, but one of the world bosses, I remember which
Yep.
one, has got the broken one. Like the top bit's like missing.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the Akaviri warrior.
Yes, I think so. I just don't remember.
Because I
Name
think
is-
the big Sentra, I think, has Suthe.
Yeah,
Suthe.
yeah,
a
Suthe.
lot.
Yeah,
Apparently I spent
but-
too much time in Elsewhere, if anyone wants to know.
but yeah, that's the broken one was the first time I saw it. I was like, oh, that looks cool, and then I saw that that was like the gift. I was like, oh, there's a complete version too.
Mhm.
So this one is a bit tricky. So the previous ones you just sent it a gift and it was fine, but this is a tad bit tricky. So it has to be sent to 2 different individuals, so 2 different accounts, totaling to 1,000 or more crowns. So for example, I can't just send Lotus a gift of 1,000 crowns. It won't work. I have to send Lotus like 500 crowns worth of gift, and then Promethean 500 crowns worth of gift. The gifts has to be sent either from housing editor, or they have to be from the furnishing section of the crown store. So they have to be furnishing. And it has to be on same platform and region. So for example, I can send one gift to someone in European mega server,
Yeah.
and then send one to Lotus. It won't work. So it has to be on the same platform, same region that you want the statue at. And
Housing
it should,
begets housing in this case.
yeah. And it should, the gifted items need to be furnishing. It should total up to 1,000 crowns, or rather more than 1,000 crowns, 1,000 and more, or whatever.
Yeah, 1,000 plus.
1,000 plus, yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
And it has to be 2 different individuals. And this is between June 24, so it has already started, and August 1.
So long.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad they made it a large, gap, because
Yeah.
like you get crowns or get your ESO plus, things like that. So it's good that it's longer than a month. It means you will get at least 1 month of ESO plus in between there, or you can sub if you wish, that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean the statue, even though it's Khajiti, I like it. Right. James Stein is not happy that I asked where Rimmon is. Well, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not a Khajit.
It's all right. I'm not mad.
Man, every time I talk, I upset someone, except Lords.
It's your
Except-
soothing voice. It's very angry.
So, last bit of news. I should have grabbed some water with me.
Do you want
But
me to
I'm
take
gonna
this?
start
I can
one
do
of
the
your.
news if you want, and you can grab some water.
Well, let me finish the news, and then we'll move on to Tales anyway, which I don't have
Oh, there you
much.
go.
So
Right.
yeah, I'll squeeze it in there. Because there's one part that are not in the notes that I really want to mention with the Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood celebration event, which is the next part of the news. So instead of Mid-Year Mayhem or any other event, we are getting the Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood celebration event back. Now what this event is basically it celebrates the release of Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood, which we had a couple months ago. But it returns. Now, before I explain why it returned, let me tell you what it is. So, between July 2nd and July 15th, you will get double rewards from World Bosses, Delve Bosses, Gold Coast Delve and World Boss Dailies, Whisker drops from Mava Floor Kaj Bosses, increased rewards from completing heists and sacraments, and double harvesting resources from regular crafting nodes. So that's the rewards. You will also get new event tickets with a new, so a more Onyx,
Onyxy?
right? Onyx Indrik,
I don't-
which is a less fancy but more gothic version of the Indrik mount.
Makes sense with all the
black.
necromancers running around.
Yeah. So you can get 1 ticket for completing your first sacrament of the day, and 1 event ticket for completing your first heist of the day. As usual, you can only get 2 tickets per day per account. Well, not 2 tickets part, but you can only get these for each day. So you can't just spam them. Also, if you don't have ESO Plus, this is your chance to grab the Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood DLC game packs, because they will be 800 crowns each, or 1600 crowns each if you buy the bundle that comes with a mount and things like that.
That's nice.
Now, the reason why this event returned instead of Mid-Year Mayhem is on my phone. One sec. So when Twitter, Elder Scrolls Online posted this on Twitter, people were like, wait, didn't we just have this, very recently? And the response is, due to ongoing work to improve game performance and the activity finder, we are holding the Mid-Year Mayhem event until next year, and instead are moving forward the Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood celebration event. So there you go. Because the group finder is still broken.
So here's my thing.
Yeah.
Is like, I don't go into Cyrodiil a lot, but when I do, I'm not using the group finder. Like that is not something I've heard of people using in Cyrodiil.
Yeah, but Battlegrounds.
Right.
Battlegrounds just don't work.
Yeah, okay.
When during Mid-Year Mayhem, or during dungeon events,
yeah,
you just can't.
Yeah,
do
I mean, I know
anything.
the dungeon events, but I guess I forgot that Battlegrounds counted for Mid-Year Mayhem because I've always been in Cyrodiil doing it.
Right, most people don't even know Cyrodiil physically has a group finder.
I didn't, to be honest.
Yeah, you're in the majority.
Yeah, I am the minority. So.
Yeah, very few people know. Also, it barely works. Some of the other situations, but this is definitely one of my favorite events. This and New Life. So I liked that we got the extra Mid-Year Mayhem at the start of the year, which didn't make any sense, but whatever, that's fine. More is good. But I wish, I appreciate what they're doing to fix it, because they've definitely been trying to fix some of these long-standing issues, specifically with the group finder. Like, that's awesome, because it's been an issue and it drives a lot of people insane. I wish they would remove Battlegrounds if that's something. Okay, fine, then it's double AP just in Cyrodiil, like old times before Battlegrounds existed. Just because it makes Cyrodiil like packed to the rafters, and people are like, "Oh, it's a Zerg war." That's what Cyrodiil is. Enjoy the Zerg war or don't. That's fine. That's not your thing, but it's like that just makes it so much fun. So I don't know. It's a shame that that's not going to be a thing, since I enjoy that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just, I feel like there's plenty of other events that they could have also done. Like, in my opinion, like we have.
Yeah, I mean, why Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood?
Like, Orsinium, Somerset. Like, there's like, I mean, Clockwork's a later one, but like, there's other things they could have done. At least from my point of view, that would have worked. And the last time we had to go into Gold Coast and Hughesbane, you couldn't get into them.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, like, what is the trade-off? Do I get a broken activity finder that has a chance of working, or can I not get into the areas I need to get into?
This zone is a literal dumpster fire. People double no at half the speed.
I got a question. Is Elder Scrolls Online the only MMORPG who has gone the mega server route instead of like named servers?
This is where I wish Aggelos was a giant green.
Yeah.
He would probably know the answer.
He would have the answer.
Yeah.
All right, we'll save this question
played
for
an
him.
MMO other than ESO out of the three of them?
Nope.
There we go. So there's our answer.
We are asking Aggelos. Hold on. You guys can't see him, but we can see and hear him. He says, I am an Altmer and I don't know anything about this. Okay, so he's still...
Shame, I did hear it, and now it is...
Bummer.
So.
Oh,
wow, that is
wow.
creepy timing. That is
You
super
spawned
creepy
him.
timing. So we need you, now that
Yeah.
you're here.
Right. Is Elder Scrolls Online the only MMORPG who has gone the route of using mega servers instead of named individual separate bunch of servers?
No, there's lots of them actually.
Okay.
PDO is that way now. Final
okay, so that's
Fantasy
even
14 has its own name servers, but it's essentially now in the data center. You can freely move between servers, so it's really no different than one big mega server.
Okay.
Even though you roll a character on, say, Leviathan, you can freely move to Bahamut. You can move to Ifrit. Like, you could just click and go there. No, mega servers aren't new. A lot of people are doing them.
Okay.
They started probably about 6-7 years ago. Even WildStar, before it shut down, actually said, okay, we're having issues. There's all these low pop servers. We're just going to do a big mega server.
All right. So I was gonna say, like, maybe the reasons why ESO's Dungeon Finder, things like that, are having these issues because of the mega servers. But Aggelos just swooped in with the knowledge of MMORPG history and everything. So while you were not here, Ag, I was saying all the best things about you.
I'm sure you were.
Yeah. All the best things, all your favorite things. Nothing that you would object to. 100%.
How many times
everything
did I get
you
called an elf tonight? Probably a lot.
4?
4? Oh, wow, less than I thought.
Why are you snitching already?
I'm not snitching. He just asked for a. He doesn't know what they were. I mean, ballparking it. I think about 4.
To be fair,
I didn't say who.
If he's also a resident Argonian, he's probably playing the field to get the best benefit for his buck. He's been enslaved for quite a while.
Long time.
Also, what do you mean I never said who? Who else would be? Who else would it be? Come on, everybody knows it.
Well, I mean, there were maybe some in chat. I don't know. Not sure.
Man, I was 100% convinced him that I hadn't said anything. And he would have believed me.
He knew it.
No, I just assume right off the bat at that point.
As soon as you put your thing down, it's like, well, I'm deal with this later.
Yep.
Well, it's your fault for being invisible.
Yeah, right. Well, if you had a real green screen turned on, it could have been like a tavern background. And I could have walked in the door. Great.
Yeah, that would have been too much production. That's for upcoming weeks.
Yeah,
that's
still to come.
That's once I get my CPU. Right. So, Tails. Ag, do you have Tails now that you're here?
I do actually.
All right. So I'm gonna leave the show to you for a bit because I have to go grab some water. My throat is giving up. So yeah, take it away.
Cool.
Back just in the perfect amount of time.
Yep.
I know. It was
Promethean and I were about to just literally destroy everything because we were like, man, Ark's going to leave us alone. Huge mistake. PS4 is taking over. It's just frame rates are going to dip.
Like the Spidey sense was tingling, and I'm like, nope, console peasants are uprising. I need to stop this.
They're getting
back to your turnips, okay? Movable printed type. We must hide this, lest the serfs gain literacy and revolt. Yeah, that's right. No, I actually did do a little bit in ESO. I actually continued the storyline of Murkmire, and I'm trying to remember the exact point where I had left off, because it was this weird situation where I had to follow that one Naga Cur. What's her name? Help me out.
Jaxic Orn.
There you go.
She is my favorite.
Really?
Yup.
Explain to me why she's your favorite, because I'm not getting it.
Okay. So I like the very direct approach because everything is like, yeah, we could sneak in or I could kick in the front door. And I'm like, let's do that.
Kick in the door.
That's always my approach. So anytime I had the optional chance of eliminating one of the black guards. I don't know why they call them
Blackguards. Oh, I hate that.
The black guards.
Yeah.
You've got a couple choices along the way. I chose the pointy end of the choices, which I liked because she was just on board with. And then, have you completed the entirety of the main story of Merkmire?
No.
Okay.
And no spoilers.
Yes. Then, being vague, in the end, she ends up having more character.
Wait,
than I
are we
accounted.
talking about elsewhere? What is going on?
No.
We're talking about Merkmire.
Okay, all right.
And we're still being vague, actually.
I don't care about Merkmire.
So she has more to her character than just murdering, which I thought was kind of interesting because I did approach to everything, which was essentially my approach to everything. And when things came down to it, she was the one I basically chose for something rather important. And in the end, I was actually super pleased with how it ended too. I was like, "Oh, that was pretty fulfilling." And then I left the swamps of Myrrh.
It's a good story.
Yeah, I was surprised the ending.
She's not my friend at this point because I've been doing the opposite of you in this particular case. I've only done the one where you're trying to rescue all the people who got kidnapped in the swamp.
Yep.
Of course, then you got to follow her around, which is a real pain in the rear end. But hey, I did it. It was a thing. And so I'm moving around doing my thing. It was a happy day. And when we got to the end, we had the one blackguard, because I won't say blackguard either.
Correct.
Yeah, that's just wrong.
It's just wrong.
Yep. Just completely wrong. And you were given the option whether to kill it. And the bright throat,
Zucus.
Yes, Zucus. Thank you.
Well, I also like
Welcome.
Zucus.
I like Zucus more than I like Jack Zorn.
I liked them both, but Orn was.
I mean, I get the point. They wanted me, she wanted me just to kill her.
Yeah.
But I felt bad for her. She claimed to be a mom. I'm a parent now, so
really
couldn't do
interesting. The Deadwater quest has a very interesting tie-in depending on your choice in this.
Mm-hmm.
I found the Deadwater Tribe village. That's to the northwest.
Yes.
Right?
I think it's
kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, northwest. It's up past Black Rose Prison.
Okay. Yes. So then I did find it.
It might not be Deadwater. It might just be a random side quest that you do. But there's one that ties right in with that choice.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I let her live.
Me too.
Okay. Yeah.
Mine was very straightforward. She didn't make it through mine.
No, wow. Okay. No, it was neat because of course, afterwards, she kind of gave me mixed messages because when you let her go, she goes, "That was brave of you, Jico, or whatever they call you."
Biko.
Biko. Yeah. That was brave of you. Stupid, but brave.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. All right.
Yeah. She's not pleased when she knows she's gonna die either. She gets really vindictive. It was like, well, man, your speaking days are done.
So. So if you do go to kill her, she gets to be a little less
she's ornery.
ladylike.
She's not ladylike.
Well, I mean, I
don't blame her. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't expect you to just. Well, I guess I'm good.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you now. But... Okay, would you like some tea?
Bake you a sweet roll before death.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Promethean kind of took his ear, but elf.
No, I think he's getting feedback or something.
No, someone in the building is yelling, and I don't know if it's a yelling in a fight. Should I be concerned, or a yelling I'm having fun type of yelling?
I see.
So I
just dial 9-1 and then just wait and dial the other one if you hear gunshots.
Yeah. So that was all.
Oh, that's why I like where I live. If I hear shouting at my place, it's the zombie apocalypse, and we're all doomed. Yeah. So no, that's literally all I did. I was trying to push through that. I did not have a lot of time to play, but I did finish through that story, and I just was really. I hated tracking her because I hate when they make me do that. It's
Yeah,
like,
the follow
you gotta
leader
stealth
quest.
and,
Yeah.
walk around. I'm not a stealthy character. I'm the only person in Skyrim who's never played a stealth archer.
I haven't either.
Okay, all right. Well,
I always go sword and healing spell.
yeah, actually, you and me, brother. That's what I do.
Always.
Yep, always healing spell in one hand and Dawnbreaker in the other. That's kind of what I rock.
Exactly, and I have the Nightingale armor on every time.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And well, I wear Nightingale up until my blacksmithing is high enough and my enchanting is high enough, because you really can't beat Dragon Bone, like the Dragon Plate.
Yes, I've never made
with double enchants.
Never made it that far.
Yeah, because eventually you can just be like, I don't care what you drop. At this point, I'm so good at this. Like,
yeah. The Dragon Mail, like, even though they have light armor, it doesn't matter. By that point in the game, you wear the heaviest armor, you double enchant it, and
yeah, I've never made it. I have never gotten my blacksmithing high enough to do that. So, like on any playthrough, think
like,
right
come
now.
here, Anduin, whack! Oh, he's dead already. Yeah, so that's generally what
on a note for that. Though the Nightingale armor just looks so cool.
It's so
cool. Yeah.
That is really awesome looking.
I typically wear
I
that
tried making one
Stalrin.
once upon a time when I was still doing cosplay costumes and stuff like that.
Really?
It's just too much detail.
I remember that.
It's super detailed, so I would imagine that would be a mess.
But anyway, that's the end of my tales.
All right, I definitely listened to all of that, and yeah, I stand by my previous statements. That you'll have to listen to the show, Ag, to know what it is.
Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna listen to it because I have to do all the editing of bleeping out all the elf comments. Like, bleep, bleep.
There's a lot of swearing this episode. Listen,
I know. It's just gonna be funny. It's gonna be like 40 minutes of silence, and then all of a sudden, hey, Ag, perfect timing. That's where we're going to start the episode.
That's how the episode starts. Hey, Ag, perfect timing.
Yeah, I don't have time to listen through the whole thing to edit it, so I'm just going to blot out the first 40 minutes. That's
fantastic.
Ag just arrived. Do you know how long I've been looking for you?
Yeah, that's how it starts, Stuga.
Oh, God. Well, Promethean, why don't you go ahead?
Cool. Yeah, I don't have a lot.
Yeah, I see that you are typing your tales right now.
Yeah, I forgot about those. I forgot I did those.
Yes, I'm not the latest to the party.
I didn't even put mine in there, so
that's valid. Yours are last week that you just remembered.
Yeah, I just remembered all of it. So,
yeah.
I haven't been playing a lot because I've been playing Fallout 76, and it's really fun. I'm having a fun time.
What?
So.
You can't have fun in Fallout 76.
I know.
How dare you have fun in Fallout 76? Didn't they botch the collector's edition?
Everything.
People got their bags as an update.
They did.
Yeah, eventually.
From the elusive fabric known as canvas.
Yes, the fabric, the canvas shortage.
That ever elusive fabric canvas.
Yep. A bunch of people I know were posting them, so they look neat and finally like what they were advertised.
Yeah. I picked up the copy at GameStop, and the guy looked at me and said, "Are you sure you're gonna like this?" And I said, "I am. Don't worry." I was like, "I've been playing the free trial."
Ouch!
And I almost had to like start a brawl with him because I was like, "This is not a thing that we're gonna do anymore." But
listen, I'm walking out of here with this game. Whether we end up on the news tomorrow is up to
you. Yeah. I did a couple of elsewhere dailies and pulled a couple of motif pages. But in relation to the Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood event coming back, I'm not ready for events to come back.
Didn't they like scrap, or did I miss the news?
Yes,
part?
yes, okay. You missed that part. Yes, they scrapped Mid-Year Mayhem. I'm sad.
Yeah. We're all sad.
Yes.
And
I am not
much
sad
sad.
because European mega server breaks on its own without having any events going on.
We
So-
don't need any mid-year mayhem to break our server.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've stopped doing events like a year ago because every event, more so than playing, it's spent idling, like trying to play.
Yeah.
So whenever
Yeah.
there's an
Your
event
mayhem,
that
I need the login screen.
yeah, so whenever
Yeah,
there's an
so-
event like that, I just don't log in at all.
For sure. I'm just not ready for them to come back at all. I like playing ESO without events. I liked having like 4 events a year because they felt special, and I am not looking forward to them
Yeah.
coming back, is all I have to say on that topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people kind of aren't quite over the burnout from the previous
No.
one.
Well, the last stint was because it was it was like 3 weeks of events,
Yes.
a week off, and
Mhm.
then
5
another
weeks.
5 more weeks.
And
of
it's
events.
not even that it's burnout, but like the events in Elder Scrolls were special. Like
Right.
it made if you weren't there when there wasn't new content, it was another thing to bring you back.
Mhm.
And it doesn't have that effect anymore.
Because
yeah.
it's, I mean, why would it? It's like if you miss this event, just wait a couple weeks.
And
Yeah,
there's
no.
another one.
There'll be another one.
Right.
Why?
Right. So
Why would you bother?
that's just my feelings on it. I mean, I'm gonna do it because I would like the Indrik,
Mhm.
but
Oh, I still don't have all of that yet. I don't think I have any. Do I have one?
You probably
I have
have
the
one.
last
I
You are
fudged my
farming
way
like
into
crazy.
one,
What
and
do you mean you don't have any?
Well, it's because I stopped doing the events because I eventually got tired of it too.
yeah.
But
Right.
I think I have an Indrik, and then I actually have enough feathers, I think, to make
to
another
make
one.
another Indrik, but you need
I
to
do.
I have
modify
4
one.
Indrik feathers in my bag right now.
So now you need berries.
But I need the
Berries.
berries
Yeah.
to make
Right.
something so that I can convert, because I can't convert them right now because I already have that mount.
right.
Yeah.
You
So it
can't get
goes,
the same
sorry.
one blank twice.
Mhm.
So I needed the berries to convert it, and then I could convert it and make the Indrik again. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I left.
Because I was gonna say you're ahead of me. I blundered my way into finishing one of these Indriks, and I mean everybody knows that I'm like, yeah, I bought 2 of the same berry. Does that work? And I like, no, that's not how this works at all. What are you doing? I was like, I have no
Lotus,
idea
one
what
sec.
I'm doing.
Do you want to repeat that? Because the important
Yeah,
part
I
got cut
dropped
off
like a-
again.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sweet. Recap, I assume Ag got it because if I managed to get it and I had no focus on this, I've bought the same berry more than once. I've managed to dig my way to an Indrik. If I complete another one by the end of the year, I mean that'll be real weird because I don't, unless it's
just-
something I'm going to do anyways. I don't do the event.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just unlocked one Indrik and then nothing else. It's no
might-
berries or whatever. I think I got
I like
one
the-
berry.
I do like the pets, so I might like get enough tickets to get the pets, and then I really want the white one. That'll be the last one that they do. So I'll
Like the Christmassy
ready for-
type one.
Mhm.
I'll get ready to do that one probably. Maybe not get the black
Mhm.
one. I don't know. We'll see how I feel.
Yeah, it's when I was working on it, I was so far ahead that I had enough for the full one, and then I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't know. At one point, I was just like, all right, I'm sort of, I don't know, just done.
That's where
guess.
I was towards like for the first quarter because we had just had all of them, and I was like, yeah, no. But then like it was stupid easy to get this second one because it was just log in and eat your cake, and I was logging in every day, so it was like might as well just get it.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
But it's all right. Some people enjoy it, I guess.
Yeah.
It's nice if
Oh,
you've
yeah, they
never
do.
done it before. It's
Mm.
just, yeah, like you said, right now the issue is we've done it so much.
Mhm.
There's always an event going on, and actually, it's really funny that I'm actually starting to feel that same burnout now with BDO because they have multiple events each patch, which is weekly.
Oh,
No,
Now,
can't do
generally, they're pretty whatever. They're like, oh, like, okay, they're not that great.
Right.
But sometimes they offer rewards, and especially as a new player, I'm sitting there going, oh, that's easier to do that than to farm it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so a lot of my gameplay now in BDO isn't actually trying to advance the way I would want to advance. It's, did I log in and do that event? I better go on and do that. You know?
Did I log in and jump on that rock 7 times while singing? It's
You say that, but there actually is a daily quest where you literally have to jump and time it. There's like you have to hit the space bar at the right time.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
Yep. So I've been flip-flopping games a lot, hence the few amount of Tales.
Right, so Lotus, I see you have a bunch of stuff typed in, so
Yeah,
go ahead.
it's not actually all that much, so much as I also have kind of been juggling between a couple things. ESO and Shadow Key specifically. Most people are aware of my Shadow Key nonsense, and I've got some updates on that. I'm going to do my one kind of shout out to Rennie Penny, who we had talked about last time. She was over at BE3 and but the whole E3 thing, and she totally came through in the clutch and got me the Necromancer coin. So
Lotus, you are
this thing
fired.
is super cool. The other side of it's got the skull thing.
Oh,
very
man,
cool.
it's so
Came in its
cool.
little collector kit. She sent that to me, so huge shout out to her for that. Was incredibly nice of you to do. Since going to E3 is not something I'll ever really probably be able to do. Too far away, too expensive, too many other things to do. But as for ESO, I've cleared most of the striking locales in Elsewhere. I've not really done much with the storyline, like main storyline. I've cleared delves, like I said, the striking locations, both the public dungeons, which the new farming method of getting the zombie cat and the other thing you get, so much better that it's just eat this thing 10 times instead of collect these different pieces.
You say that until you get to like part 6 and they just all of a sudden stop dropping.
that fair enough, but at least it takes up less of my inventory.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can go with. I also kind of went through and completed the end of Murkmire. I have like one more of the final dailies that you unlock, and then I will be just 100% done with Murkmire, which has also brought me back to Somerset, as weird as that is, with Elsewhere just dropping and I'm over in Somerset. I want to do 100% Somerset before I screw around with Elsewhere. So I'm roaming around doing some side quests and junk like that to just clear out a lot of the stuff. I recently just did the Eben Stadmont story. I don't know if people know
so
that
good.
one. It was,
I need to replay that.
Yeah, that weird forest. It reminded me of The Legend of Zelda with the Lost Forest, where you just keep repeating the same thing over and over again.
I still am confused on it. Like, it still hurts my head to think about like the ending of it, and I'm like,
yeah.
Well, yes, because that's the thing is, there's not a lot of things in stories that bother me. Time travel is one of them because it very rarely makes any sense. But I just thought that seemed very cool. But that place just looked awesome as well. Yes. But yeah, it was just a very cool forest. The whole thing was, like you said, very mind-bendy, but it was pretty cool. That's pretty much it for what I've done in ESO. It's been a lot of cleanup crap rather than main story stuff of any type. Once I clean out Somerset, I plan on moving to Elsewhere, but I don't know, for some reason I just wanted everything kind of completed up to that. Sans the Elmeri Dominion storyline, which I still haven't done. Maybe one day. So the other thing that I've done, and I've played a decent amount of, is more Shadowkey. So I hope you guys like stories about really old phone games. So a couple things I've learned from playing. The art team, where I always praise it in ESO. I'm sorry, whoever did the art for Shadowkey. I don't want to just be mean. You're bad. You're bad, and you should feel bad. The reason is I got a Daedric axe, and I'm like, oh, dude, now we're getting some. It looks like an iron axe. It's not even a different. It is the same model.
Now, I will say this. I'm going to play a little devil's advocate.
Please do.
Back in the day, when you were really concerned about space, because remember, you pretty much had only like 16 bits of data in order to actually store that stuff, you made it all count. Because every little thing that you added.
True.
Do you ever wonder why the whole Y2K thing happened? Why they only did 2 numbers instead of 4 for the year? It was literally because those extra 2 digits back in the 80s when they first did it were like, we need to save as much memory as we possibly can. Let's shave off those 2 digits. That was the reasoning for only using 2 numbers
I did
at
not
the
know
end.
that.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Well, and that's just it. I get it. This N-Gage thing probably has a total 3.5 megs at best.
Wow, you're really generous. I don't even know if it has that much.
I'm sure it's in kilobytes, honestly.
Small K.
Yeah,
Small K. Not even the big K.
No, just a
Small
little K.
I haven't heard that
little K.
long time since I've heard that kind of measurement on some data.
So I mean, you got to give them a little bit of credit for that only because there was probably a lot of it where they're like, well, if we're going to fit all this into a game, we need space. And how are we going to get it?
And that's just it. It's like most of the stuff, like my armor, you can't see what your person looks like in that game. So it's like, okay, I got iron boots. Now I have shadow scale boots or, chitin whatevers, or chitin, I mean, because it's not pronounced terribly. But chitin something, whatever the situation. That's fine, because then it's just like, okay, I look at the numbers, which number's higher, what does what. This doesn't seem to have many buffs. It's very much like this number is higher, so this is what I wear. It doesn't matter otherwise. It's like, oh, it's medium armor. Doesn't matter. Like, I equip all of this exactly the same. So that's fine. But you have to see your weapon. So I was like, at least the different types of daggers, I was like, oh, they're daggers. When I got this, I was like, dude, Daedric, oh, wow, it's literally iron still. All right, cool. So that was very awkward. What else? The one thing that has caught me off guard, and I vaguely looked up some stuff on it without spoiling things, you can apparently play this game in any order you want, like a normal Elder Scrolls game, and my dog just ran into the door.
Heard it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be her face going into the door because she knows how to turn a handle. So there's some main plot points where you go around and you just do the thing, like I had mentioned, Delsum's thing last time. Well, I went into the next area and I don't know where I'm, because now it's gotten pretty vague. I think I met a history. I don't know. It was some tree that was talking to me. I don't know of any other trees that. But then when I did its quest, it killed itself and gave me an item, and I'm like, all right, well, that's a weird thing to do, but sure. Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. Maybe it just seppuku'd itself. And so it was like, okay, you need to get to these people off, over in Dragonstar. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just look for an entrance to Dragonstar. And I've managed to roam out into these ice fields and all sorts of stuff. The moral of the story is I have no Dragon Star, but I found a whole bunch of other junk, and I'm just kind of clearing it as I go. The reason I know these are not the correct things to do in order is I'm getting new quests along the way. I am getting quest items, like I'm collecting these star teeth things. Well, I'm collecting them, so I'm definitely in a quest location. The enemies have spiked in difficulty massively. However, I've got some gear that gives me health regen. So anytime I take damage, I just cower in the corner afterwards because the frame rate's so bad, they can't catch me. So I can just steadily back up, and they can never get me in time. So I just regen to full health, go back at them until I lose health, and you just rinse and repeat until everything dies. But other than the difficulty spike and all of that, the dialogue doesn't make any sense sometimes. One of them being I'm supposed to go to Earth Tear Cavern. And
hey, I know where that's at.
Yeah. Yes, you do. There's a lot, as Promethean I found, there's a lot of stuff.
So one night after the podcast finished, Lotus and I sat here for like another half hour just talking about the game, and you missed it.
Yes, the map is super detailed. I do know that at some point you go to the Crypt of Hearts because it's already been mentioned in game, which I think is really interesting. I've recently come into contact with Jaeger Tharn in Shadow Key, which I'm like, dude. Okay, what is happening?
So cool.
But the thing that kind of screwed with me was I needed to go find this guy in Tear Cavern. He was one of the other like shadow mages. Well, I don't know where it is on the map. I haven't found that yet. But I did find this place called Lakvan's Stronghold, which has possibly the worst map layout in the history of video games. It's just dead ends everywhere, rooms with literally nothing in them. They're just empty. Like, they don't make any sense. There was one extended series of hallways. Like, it was a hallway that connected to a hallway that connected to a hallway. And I'm like, oh man, what's going to be at the end of this? It was an empty barrel. There was nothing there. And it took me 2 minutes to walk back, and there was nothing there. So I don't know who designed these things, but all right. But I get to the end of the thing, and I fight whatever his name is, the Shadow Mage who hates the Shadow Mage that I'm trying to help or whatever. And he's like, oh, it's just like back in Earth Tear Cavern when we fought before. And I'm like, no, we didn't yet. I haven't been there. So apparently
not enough room for 2 lines of dialogue.
Yeah, I was like, oh boy. All right, so this is was what I drew from that conclusion. I was like, all right, well, apparently you can do things out of order. Okay, fine.
Hate to break it to you, son, but we never met before. That all time was just really kicking in.
That was the thing. I was like, oh boy. All right. Well, fair enough. But yeah, so I cleared Lakvan Stronghold. Like I said, got that Daedric Axe from the boss in there. So the ranges on damage of the weapons are completely ludicrous. My dagger, which I was using up to that point, did between 5 and 17 damage. The Daedric thing that I got, which was the first upgrade that I got basically since this dagger, does between 3 and 58 damage.
What kind of a variety is that? 3 to 58.
I was like, wow, that's a big range.
That's like, but this might either kill or don't do anything. It's
or literally not hurt you.
It's an axe that doesn't hurt, or
that's in D&D form. Throw dagger, clinks against wall.
So I was like, well, I guess the damage minimum isn't that much lower than my original dagger, but the ceiling is huge. So I guess I'll go with. What else did I mention? Okay, so the only other bullet points that I wanted to make, because that is storyline accomplishments that I've done. The only other things to note for people that have this weird sick interest with Shadow Key, who originally I thought was just me, but I've gotten many messages telling it's not, probably just because they don't have to then play it. So lockpicking is a thing in the game. I don't know if you remember the lockpicking from Morrowind. It's literally click on the thing to lockpick, and it rolls the dice whether you unlock it or not.
Click,
yes,
click,
exactly.
click, click.
Well, it doesn't even do that
did
in
it.
this. It gives you a word bubble that says you have attempted. Would you like to attempt? Answer yes or no, and it tells you whether you failed or succeeded.
That's so great.
I don't understand how anything can be so difficult. If you fail lockpicks, you take damage for some reason.
It's because like you drop it on your toe, and it's like, oh, that slightly was uncomfortable.
Honestly, I was thinking that too, because traps don't make any sense, because I managed to dig my way through a couple doors after a few attempts. There is a treasure chest that I stopped after 147 failures. Because I was like, this is never going to happen, and the battery die on the end gauge. So I'm out. Like, I give up. I don't know what's in there. I'll never find out because I'm not going back.
After that many attempts, you're like, I was just never destined to open this chest.
Yeah, seriously. But the problem is, things are so peculiarly placed in this game. I'm waiting for it to be one of those Star Teeth quest items that I need to complete the game.
Right.
Because I've had things where it's like, oh, so-and-so lost this map. And I'm like, all right, whatever. There is a room of like 13 skeletons. The middle one to the left happen to have, they all look exactly the same, except you can only interact with. What was I supposed to use in-game other than humping against the wall and hoping that the word examine comes up? Like, which again, that was what I did and what I now literally everything in the game, because I'm terrified that I'm going to miss some key item that's hidden behind, like, I don't know, a pebble or something. But
all that reminds me of is that one meme of a stone wall that clearly looks like it had to be rebuilt, and the picture shows, if my video game knowledge told me anything, there's a treasure chest behind that wall, because it doesn't even look like the rest of the wall. I'm gonna find it.
Yes, please. I love those kinds of things.
Yes, I mean, the only benefit is because I've muted the game because I can't take sound. So I don't hear the like thing that you used to get from like trying to interact with literally. So that's a huge plus.
Am I opening a chest or vomiting? It's hard to tell.
I think I have the play. You got the astral vapors or whatever it was called. But the only other thing that I figured I should mention, at least that I've learned from this experience, I'm still sadomasochistically having fun with this to some degree, because it really does kind of play like more, but just if you threw the PC or the Xbox down a flight of stairs and then you tripped going after it and tried to play it, it's just it's almost something that works, but it doesn't quite do it.
That's how I felt playing Battlespire.
I'm loving how frustrating it is, and like I'm every time you talk about Shadowkey and Engage, I'm like, can I afford getting one?
It's a weird, sick fascination. I don't know.
So on a different. Go ahead.
So the only other thing I had to even say about Shadowkey in my experience since last week is, because it's another annoyance, the map design is bad, but what's worse about map design, and I brings it up more, is the fact that the enemy placement, they don't just have patrol paths, they sit like old games do, they wait for you to acknowledge, to interact. They are placed, I open this door, the door swings open, behind the open door, surprise, it was a spider. Or so it's poking you through the door while I'm trying to look around, figure out, am I being attacked or whatever, as blood's slashing across my screen. But the door is now hiding the spider that is hitting me through the door because it's not an interactable. And it's like, there's 4 bunk beds and a table in a room. On the other side of them is an archer. well, you have to clumsily get around the front while he plinks at you doing damage from across the room. And I'm like, these enemy placements are just infuriating for the sake of infuriating.
I mean,
And also, I posted the link in chat.
I just saw
that.
the link.
That's great.
That is phenomenal.
That's so bad.
I mean, Lotus, I would want to say we have come a long way since then, but it's just that now we have enemies that hit you behind the door just in 4K 3D graphics.
Yeah.
Very true.
That's not false. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I've learned about and or just done in Shadowkeep since last time.
Suffering in silence.
Yep.
Right. Well, what else?
I can make a quick reference to our poll results. It's been, I guess, 2 weeks since last we had a show. One of the polls is actually awkwardly still up. I set the timer wrong, so it still has like I think 9 hours left, but we get the gist of people. But the previous week, I was curious if people liked digital content, physical content more, since we had our tantrum on the show about how we all want physical collector's editions. Why won't you give them to us?
I voted and even brought that up again.
Yep.
Yeah.
55% of people prefer digital content and 45% like the physical content. So, interestingly enough, it's still pretty even for the most.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the big question to ask. You should have followed up with, do you live in a house or an apartment? To vary what your opinion is.
Yes, also any of my friends who live in California complain about space, and they're like, no, less is more.
Here's the thing. I live in an apartment, and I don't have space to put all those things, but I make space. I just stash them on top of each other, on top of the
I was just going to say that.
wardrobe. It's like...
it's more of a not a rule, but it's a good guiding post.
No, it's not about showcasing the physical items. It's about hoarding them. Yeah.
I want them. I just want it.
I mean, I don't have space to like showcase them behind me or anything. They are not even on. They are in their boxes.
Okay.
Boxed away. But I have them. That's all that matters.
Yeah, but they're
I
still
know.
yours.
All right, I got to bring up the rant again. All right. Okay.
Yep.
I know Bethesda was like, okay, we're not going to do these physical collector's editions anymore because we thought it was unfair that you had to buy the game again, even though you only needed the upgrade code. And yet they sold out every time. So apparently people didn't care that much.
Yeah. Myself included.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
That reminds me, I still have like base game plus Morrowind Digital Collector's Edition to like it. I have the code. I don't know what to do with it. It's just there because I bought the box later.
Is it even valid anymore?
Yeah, I sent it
Morrowind's
to
free now, isn't it?
Yeah,
With
but this is
ESO
Digital
Plus.
Collector's Edition.
Right? Shouldn't it just give you like the?
Oh, it's a collector's.
Also, it's base
it'll
game.
probably give you the extra stuffs and the.
I
base
guess it'll
game.
give you Morrowind if you're not subbed then.
Yeah.
Oh
But
yeah,
basically, it's base game
that's
plus
valid.
Morrowind Digital Collector's Edition because like I got it recently, like a few months ago.
Okay.
Right.
So yeah, it's a massive box though.
I
like
and then
looking
the
at them.
other poll from this week, which is the one that's technically not over, so feel free to go for everything. Nah, that I'm announcing because these are very important, obviously. Is just curious how many people so far have beaten Elsewhere. Us and Lore Seekers have kind of made a point of saying like, "Oh, we're not going to spoil anything for a while, so don't worry." So I was just curious how many people have beaten Elsewhere. So we got 39% of people that voted have beaten Elsewhere. Promethean, obviously, raising your hand. 46% have not beaten Elsewhere, and then 15% of people apparently vote by Elsewhere. Which I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
How do you? I just feel like even if you don't play the Elder Scrolls Online, I just felt like there was so much like going on.
I like to
Else,
throw
what
in a
now?
stupid one, and just I'm always entertained by how many people vote for that. Like, are those? Well, I mean, Aggelos, you clearly know what Elsewhere technically is, but like,
No. In my mind, I'm so neck deep in this freaking swamp. I have no time to think about anything else. So
all right, touche. See, so there's an interpretation to it that I
yeah, you got to read between the lines a little bit.
got it.
All
got
right.
it.
Yeah.
Yep. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a no. I'm never getting out of this swamp anytime soon. So Elsewhere, what?
Yeah.
The swamp is so great.
Mhm.
It's so nice there.
What?
In the swamp.
What? Are you on drugs?
Well, we were talking about Elsewhere. So skooma.
Yeah.
You've been there a lot lately.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
maybe that's your end quest completion reward, and we don't.
Yeah.
And also explains why you haven't dialed 911 to get found out.
They've stopped.
Oh well, that's
No,
good.
You just didn't want to get caught with the skooma.
Yeah.
They stopped and the fireworks started. So
Oh, nice. All right. Well,
Wait,
yours aren't
are-
getting picked up either. Yeah.
Are we talking fireworks or fireworks? Like that's what
Now
I'm
we're getting-
confused
yup.
by. Like, were they
We're talking,
arguing and then it turned into like,
no, it was outdoor.
No
fireworks.
kidding.
now kiss. That's
No,
essentially
we-
what I felt like with the Argonians. Now kiss.
Well, that actually is pretty
I mean,
accurate. with
Actually,
the
that is
Argonian.
very accurate
Yeah.
with what I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Right, well.
That meme face.
As for me, I didn't get much playtime in ESO or any game this last couple of weeks, but I did join the Lore Seekers Guild and the Discord, and after a very warm welcome among the references to Arkhaniir
Mhm.
and such, I didn't know how far that spread, but apparently
Oh
it
yeah,
did.
no, it's
It's everywhere.
24 within 24 hours of me joining to Lore Seekers Discord, Jibs added a Guar emote, so
yes.
thanks
yeah.
Jibs.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sounds
I-
accurate.
About right.
like it wasn't even 24 hours, it was like bam, there you go.
Yeah, he's on point with those too.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
He does really good work with those, and they're fast. It's like somebody mentions something, and it's like boom, got it. It's like wow,
Yeah.
you missed your calling.
The Cult of the Guar.
Yep. Cult of the
One
Guar
day I will
everywhere.
beat you. One day. But yeah. So yeah, just want to shout out Lore Seekers for the warm welcome, except all the Guar parts. But yeah, that's pretty much what I
Then I would like to shout out Lore Seekers for the Guar parts.
Send your happy Guar pictures. to
How are
Arkhaniir
we on a show together, Ag? How does the what kind of
How did
dynamic
this
is
start?
this?
I love you so much, Ark.
I love you
do.
so much too, except when you are an elf
You're
or
like
a
a
Guar
brother to me, so that's what we do. We just fight. That's what we do.
Well, so
Or as
that's
the Lore Seekers would say, hips and hug.
Yes, hips and hug.
The hips and hug.
Hips and hug. I got you, Cash. I'm all ready.
Lotus, you also actually I'm gonna leave the networking on Nern after the
Yeah, I was thinking maybe you do the email.
email. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems better.
So this is from Ellie Homsey or Eli. I have no idea. I'll go with Ellie. This is an email we received. Hey guys, I just want to say that Tales of Tamriel has been a pretty much daily thing for me now. I first found the show around 2 years ago while I was searching for some Elder Scrolls podcasts to listen to, and ever since, I've listened to one of your podcasts every single day, and it's safe to say Tales of Tamriel is the greatest podcast ever. Thank you so much. The episodes with Thais were amazing, but my favorites have to be the current episodes with Aggelos, Arkhaniir, Lotus, and Promethean. I just want to say, people, this is the highest praise we can ever receive.
I was gonna say, yikes.
Someone preferred us over Thais, and this is the highest praise anyone can ever receive. So, embark in this moment. Just take it in.
And I don't want to say...
Well, Tails is over because we would never get any higher than this.
I was going to say, I don't want to tell any of our listeners they're wrong, but I mean, you got to be somewhat wrong wanting to listen to my voice this much.
I know.
Yeesh. Well, thank you.
I just love the crew so much, and you never fail to put a smile on my face. Although I've been playing the Elder Scrolls series for years, I only got into ESO because of you guys, and I listened to the show while playing this amazing game. You guys might hate me for this, but I play as a high elf mech player.
All right, well, throw the email away.
Yeah, we knew something was wrong. There it is.
It was going too good. Like, something had to go down.
You know what? There's still one modicum of chance here. Maybe they are still in the Ebonheart Pact, and they're just a traitor against their treasonous queen.
That, yeah, I mean, could save it a little bit.
I'm gonna say that's really unlikely.
I am all for high elves killing high elves, so
yeah, that's fine.
Like...
It saves me needing to resharpen my sword.
So listen, my dark elf is in the Ebonheart Pack, so like we would have been okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Yeah.
Oh, Ag, have you heard this? You weren't here. Promethean apparently is planning to roll a high elf.
Not roll, because the character's already made.
Oh, so it already exists?
No. It's a dark elf that I was going to race change for like damage purposes.
His face.
Ark, after the show, we need to have a staffing call.
That expression was fantastic. That was a look of that was one step between like I stepped on a Lego and I'm really about to throw up, like both at the exact same time.
Hurts so much I'm gonna vomit.
I don't know, but when I step on a Lego, that's how I feel. Like I want to throw up when I step on a Lego.
Yikes, that was a great expression.
And then for all podcast listeners, are like, we don't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I'll probably screenshot it while editing it and put it on Discord or something. Anyway, keep up the good work, and I will continue to listen to the show until the show ends. God forbid that. P.S. Quick question for you guys. If you could be any character, playable or non-playable, in the Elder Scrolls universe, who would you be?
Abner Thorn, because apparently no one can kill him ever.
I love Abner Tarn, but I wasn't gonna. Alright, so Aggelos Abner Tarn, Lotus. Anyone.
You know what? Just I'll be Chimera just so I can be universally loved by the internet when I hiss at a dragon.
Can I rescind my thing and make a change? If I could be anyone, I'd be Talos, Tiber Septim.
I was gonna say that's why I didn't give you extra chance. Like that's why I skipped you so fast when you said Abner Tarn. I was gonna say Talos.
Yeah, that's really good.
Well, I mean, technically at that point you're three people.
If you get Talos, it can be Ysgramor, Ysgramor. You know that Ysgramor. Yeah, Ysgramor is fine. I'll be Ysgramor. You be Talos. That'll be fine.
Mrs. von Kimstein in chat, Riggert, Rash, drunk Lord, emissary.
He's not even drunk. He's just an idiot.
He's just a moron.
I take it back. I take it back again. Darian Gutierrez, because he gets more tail than anyone in the world, apparently.
Yeah, and then you become really, really impactful things.
Yeah.
Without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. Like, the first mission you give him, you're like, we need you to go incapacitate, like, the enemy guard. You go into the room, and he's, like, sitting on the bed topless, and she's passed out. He's like, what? I did what you said. I'm like...
Touche.
Yeah. You, sir.
What about you, Promethean?
Not? That was awesome. You like find him. He's like, you said I had to keep her busy. It's like, wow.
I mean, make love, not war, they say.
Yep.
So.
To a whole different level.
Yup.
Mhm.
Promethean, what about you? Which character would you be?
It's very selfish, but I would honestly roll up in my my dark elf.
You keep
I would
your
pick.
You mean the one that
I
you're
would-
race changing?
No, I'm not race changing him. I tossed it around for like less than an hour and was like,
The
no.
fact that it went in your head is a bigger issue.
The heresy seed is there. You are.
Yeah,
heresy seed.
I've grown very like attached to him, and I would go as him.
Well, maybe it was the near-death experience that kind of made the connection, because he was a step away from being eliminated. So
He was also I've race
Bond.
changed him. I've already race changed him once because he used to be an Argonian. I race changed
God.
him to a dark elf.
So
So
he's some type
had
of
a life.
horrible hybrid.
he's had a life.
He's had a life.
Hard life.
Also, Promethean. By the way, you mentioned then singing? Do you have a song ready, or
I
do you
don't.
wanna... Okay.
I mentioned
we
it
can
in
do it
talks
next
of
time.
what we're doing with the rest of the. Our things
I mean,
as well.
it's nearing 2 hours, and I'm very, very hungry. So
Okay.
I'm kind of glad you don't have a song ready.
No, it's all right. Yeah,
Please prepare one for next time.
I will.
Yeah.
I got you.
Actually, for next week, we got called into work on Saturday next week. So
Ooh, yeah, that'll be rough.
Ooh, you know.
Maybe
Yeah,
not do. Yeah,
I will either
you would
have to
legally
sleep
be-
after work until the podcast, do the podcast, and go to work after the
Yeah.
show.
We
or,
might be able
um,
to. Well, no.
Or
It's also
Aggelos,
4th of
you
July
can
weekend,
host
or-
for that week.
Yeah,
That's
it is
one
4th
option.
of July weekend because I'm
Yeah.
even thinking about
Oh.
moving our other show
Oh,
off
right.
Thursday.
Wait, it's 4th of
another
July. It's not
day.
4th of July. It's like
It
6th.
will be on.
It will be.
It'll be
It's
the
the
weekend of
weekend,
it.
yeah.
Ah, okay. So you guys are
Americans
gonna
are
be
weird.
doing
Oh, yeah.
stuff then.
Drunk and blowing stuff up for like 5 days straight.
Yep.
Oh, all right. So
not
no
that
show
cool.
next week then, I suppose.
Yeah, celebrate our independence by blowing up a small country. In.
So okay, this worked out actually. I mean, me
Glad
getting
we
called
could be
into
of
work.
help.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Just go get drunk then. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be at work and you guys get drunk. No show next week. So.
I still have to figure out what I'm going to do with our show because at this point, 2 of our co-hosts aren't even available, so it very well might be just me and one other guy doing it.
Which one?
Crojack. Me and Crojack.
No, I
he's
mean,
Canadian. So.
Ashes of Creation or
Yeah, we actually have
The
an
Dungeon
Ashes
Crawlers.
of Creation show planned because
Oh,
we
okay.
finally got news after like a month and a half drought.
I mean, you'll figure it out. I mean, it's not like you haven't done a solo show when it came to it. Every now, like
I know.
you can put out a show. Don't
That's
worry.
an awful lot of work. You like solo shows for that long? Ugh.
All right, Lotus. So, networking on Nern.
All right, so this is kind of a weird networking on Nern, I guess. I mean, I haven't really had a theme to them. It's just kind of to let us all get to know each other and everything like that. And, you know, spread the TES goodness all around, I guess. But as what I've always referred to us as, like, the second longest running Elder Scrolls podcast, well, I guess by de facto we've become the longest now because sadly Elder Scrolls Off the Record has come to a close. They had their last episode after, well, actually in the intermission pretty much of our week off while we were trying to do some back end stuff. They had their final episode after 6.5 years, I think it was, because they started with Skyrim Off the Record and then progressed to Elder Scrolls Off the Record. So, I mean, their feed is still up. It's a very long-running show. They have had a lot of host changes. You know, not to get into any of the stuff related to their show, because that's their business, not ours. We are friends with many of them from Elder Scrolls Off the Record, and they were one of the 2 podcasts to originally basically get me listening to podcasts. They did a lot for Elder Scrolls in general, and they put on a great show. So, kind of, regardless of, if you have problems with anybody on the show or have been a previous host or a current host, they are all a great impact that helped the community quite a bit. And to be fair, they'll be sorely missed. I definitely recommend listening to the last episode if you get a chance. Ark and I were kind of just joking, but it's very much like our episode 200, where they go over a lot of the stuff from the years before, except with a sadder tone, because that's the end of the road, as opposed to like, hey, let's see if we can make 100 more. It's much more of a goodbye letter type of thing. But they did excellent work over there, and I actually was hoping to have an entirely full list of all the casts that they've had there, but I was not able to find one, and I can't listen to that many episodes over again in any reasonable amount of time.
I mean, we can barely remember our
I know.
host
that was
list.
sad enough when we were going through our own host history. But to everybody over at Elder Scrolls Off the Record, whether you are one of the current hosts of Mithril, of Arwen, and Mike, I appreciate all the shows you guys had produced right up until the end, and it was a great final episode. And to anybody else, if they know people, I was going to say, there's Liz, there's Rob, there's Mike. They have had so many people there, Zephin, all these guys over the years, and gals, to help out. They did a great job and added a lot to podcasting in general. And, it's going to be a pretty big void. But on that note, it's not for a bad reason. So congrats to Avarwin. You're going to finally be a dad. Mm-hmm. So I know that's something you've wanted. And it's a good reason to leave stuff behind. So that's a good reason to end something, especially because it was so big. Also from chat, also mentioned Mark. I actually forgot about that. There were so many of them over there. So, that's kind of my thing. I found them right before I found you guys, actually. They were what led me to you guys. I believe it was, what was it? You guys had like one Universal episode. Yeah, there was a crossover episode way, way back. And I was like, oh, cool, there's more podcasts. So... Yeah, so, nope. Yeah, I was going to say, you were on a couple times as well. So, nope, you guys did great work over there. So, appreciate all you did, and I hope all of you find, some awesome things going forward, and best of luck to all of you.
I still haven't listened to it yet. I need to download it.
It's a good final episode.
Yeah.
They do a good closure. He addresses stuff with the community.
I don't think I even found them till like episode 30. Okay. I went back and listened to everything eventually, but they had been doing it for a while when I found them. Mm-hmm. So
they were still Skyrim Off the Record when I found them.
Oh yeah, same here.
With another, one of the co-founders, what was it, Joe Wilson, I believe it was him, and I was going to say another former host from them. Yeah, that was when I originally found them. It was the two of Shank the Tank.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always picking flowers. It was like, why won't that guy?
The only thing I remember most from Shank is the one clip they did where they were streaming and Shank never wanted to use fast travel, but they're like, you got to use fast travel.
Yep.
And he's like, no, I don't want to. No, you got to use fast travel. And all I heard him say was, forgive me, Todd Howard.
Yeah. Yep. No, it was some funny stuff. They had some.
Howard.
I feel bad because I keep I wish I could just literally list everybody who's ever been there, and it's just like I'm trying to come up with names as we go. Dave Adams, he was another one. Anyways, this isn't a memory test for me, so all of you over at that network did a great job.
Yep. So yeah, end of an era, I suppose.
Yeah, pretty much.
part.
That is a long running about it.
Yep.
I think in order to surpass them, we still have to podcast for like another 2 years.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think they were at 8 years is how long they've been doing it.
I think it something like it was a while.
He mentioned 7 years, if I remember correctly, in the last episode.
Was that what it was? 7?
Yeah.
That's probably right because
that
I
sounds
think
okay.
they were getting close to their 100th episode when we started.
Yeah. Well, because they had the Skyrim thing, and then also combined they had
it morphed into it. They changed the name, but they didn't like restart the number scheme. So they had their like 50 some episodes of Skyrim off the record.
And they also had Classic, which they did.
Yeah, that one was a different spin-off too.
Right.
Yeah.
Episode number wise, we have a few months though. If we stop skipping shows, that is.
But as a network, I think we have 2 years. Yeah, because we just passed our 5-year.
True. Right. So, Ag, final thoughts. Where can people find you? That sort of stuff.
You might as well not ever ask me that because the final thoughts or where people can find me is pretty much the exact thing that you say right at the end.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I mean, literally.
Lotus.
Where can you find me? DungeonCrawlerNetwork.com. There you can find links to all of our social media, including Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook.
All right, you are doing the outro then. Lotus. Where can people find you? Tell us about the extra life and any final thoughts.
I am Lotus of Doom pretty much everywhere that a couple stragglers that I haven't corrected as we found, but pretty much I'm Lotus of Doom, Twitter, Discord, Twitch with a 0 instead of an O. I will be kind of coming up with a stream schedule so I can ideally stream a little more consistently so we can build up and do a big charity marathon this fall. Trying to hammer out the details for Extra Life, but as we get closer to that and I get a more concrete plan, I will keep everybody informed. Every year it's been a massive success and it's pretty much just due to everybody else. So I just play games. It's you guys that, do much more than I do to help all the kids that need it. So
you could also just join the DCN Discord and it will announce whenever Lotus of Doom goes live.
Ta-da! Crossovers.
Promethean, what about you?
You can find me anywhere that's Promethean 99, which is pretty much just Discord, PlayStation, and Twitter. So, got anything? Come and find me.
All right. Well, you can find me anywhere that is Arkhaniir, ARKHANIIR, Twitch, Twitter, Gmail, that sort of stuff. And you can follow everything we do over at DungeonCrawlerNetwork.com. There you can find links to all of our social media, including Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Be sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/DungeonCrawlerNetwork if you want to help support the show. And consider leaving us a 5-star review on iTunes so people know that we are a real podcast, that we say real words, and sometimes it matters. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Tales of Tamriel, and we'll see you next time.
When Akatosh slew Lorcan, he ripped his heart right out. He hurled it across Tamriel, and the heart was heard to shout, red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. The laughing heart sprayed blood afar, a gout on Seer it fell, And like a dart shot to its mark down in an alien well, Magicka fused the Lorcan blood to crystal red and strong. Then wild elves cut and polished it down to chimel at a ball. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. When elves lost Nirn to men, Akatosh gave the stone to Saint Alesh in token of her right to sit the throne. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. Red diamond, protect us till the end.